Hello there, you're tuning into this week's edition of Culture Mosaic, filled with exciting insight on the cultural scene here in Vietnam. We'll embark on a trip to explore the specialties of Thái Nguyên province in the north of the country. Then it's a look at the new Hollywood production, Kong, Skull Island, that chose Vietnam as one of its main filming locations. Later on in Connecting Cultures, we join in an event that responds to this year's International Women's Day campaign, #BeBoldForChange. Exploring Thái Nguyên specialty. Kong Skull Island brings images of Vietnam to the world. A night of written art and music about women's need for personal empowerment. A special performance of more than 3,000 young people in Áo Dài on the pedestrian street of Nguyễn Huệ in Ho Chi Minh City took place on Sunday. A highlight of the performance was when attendants formed the national flag and the Vietnamese map with the Paracel and Spratly Islands included, representing the Ho Chi Minh City youth's love for the country. This is one of the activities of the Áo Dài Festival 2017. The event celebrates the Áo Dài, the national tunic of Vietnam, during different periods of time, and is also aimed at promoting traditional cultural values among young Vietnamese women. Other events include fashion shows, concerts, photo exhibitions, vendors, handicrafts, games, and competitions. The festival will close on March 17th. Last year, the festival attracted more than 50,000 foreign and local visitors. Inspiration becomes motivation for success in life, and this is especially true for women. How to turn their dreams into reality and live independently has been a pressing topic for many women in society. Owing to this, an exhibition featuring various successful women who are living their dreams is being held here in Hanoi. The exhibition brings together different voices of women from the past to present, from rural to urban areas, from women who've lived hard lives to those who've set their foot on all 5 continents. Hanoi was ranked second in the list of the world's 17 greatest cities for food, selected by the UK's Telegraph. Now, the Telegraph also advises eating like a local and taking to the streets for freshly prepared dishes such as the bánh mì, a baguette filled with pâté, or cucumber, herbs, and crispy onion and chili in many cases, and finished with traditional egg coffee, or cà phê trứng, a blend of coffee and egg whites folded with sugar, drunk hot or cold. Other cities included in the list include Tokyo of Japan, London, the United Kingdom, New Orleans of the United States, Bangkok of Thailand, and Barcelona of Spain. With simple and easy-to-find ingredients like biscuits, wheat flour, ham, and cucumbers, a person can arrange these items in order to make a colorful photo. Hoàng Yến from Nha Trang City tells her childhood stories via food artworks and has published 2 books on these unique pictures.
Đây là bức tranh đầu tiên mà mình thực hiện và nó gắn với một cái kỷ niệm mà tôi nghĩ nó đi theo tôi suốt cuộc đời. Tôi thực hiện cái bức tranh này vào hôm đó là ngày Trung thu.
After that, Hoàng Yến began producing hundreds of pictures using squash, carrots, bees, and chocolate, among others. All of them have been imbued with colors and scents of delicious food.
Dạ thích. Nó đẹp lắm.
Vì sao con thích?
Vì nó có những rau củ đồ ăn.
Each picture represents a story of family love, such as the photo entitled The First Steps, Preparing for Noel, Trip with Family, and Waiting for Mom. These pictures have been carefully chosen and are included in 2 books, namely Wonder Father with the Art of Cooking and Childhood Memories Through Food. These books have already been introduced to young and adult readers alike.
có cuốn sách này rồi thì mình về mình có thể bắt chước, mình vẽ tranh bằng đồ ăn được không?
Dạ được, tạo thêm nhiều cảm hứng. Những vật liệu mà luôn có xung quanh mình đều có thể làm nên thành những bức tranh.
Food used in our daily meals can be turned into meaningful pieces of art. Hoàng Yin's book not only tells the stories of childhood, but also puts together messages of family love with a philosophy that adults can also enjoy.
Now, have you ever felt tired with the bustling atmosphere here in the city and want to find something new and different? Well, we've got just the treat for you. How about getting out of the city for a day, going to a new land, and enjoying the local culture? In this week's Culture and Lifestyle, we'll join our reporter to Thái Nguyên Province, a midland mountainous region in northeast of Vietnam, to explore some of its famous specialties, including Tân Cương tea and bơ đậu trưng cake.
I'm here at the Midland mountainous area of Thái Nguyên Province, which is seen as the land of tea in Vietnam. Here, the tea production methods and the way the local people enjoy tea are very distinctive. Join me to see what makes Tân Cương tea a special flavor and explore the cultural value hidden in its tea leaves.
Starting from tea buds to crinkling and dyeing, to making a well-flavored cup of tea. The path from tea buds to cup of tea is a sophisticated process. However, according to the experience of tea makers here, temperature control is the most important factor that differentiates Tân Cương tea from others.
Hương trà cuối cùng mình thưởng thức có lên được cái vị cốm hoặc là cái vị đậm hoặc là cái vị chát dịu của trà hay không, nó quyết định bởi nhiệt. Nếu mà nhiệt mình chỉnh nó to quá thì nó sẽ bị cháy, nó sẽ sang mùi khét thì nó không có vị đặc trưng của trà. Nếu mà mình chỉnh nhiệt lon quá thì nó sẽ có vị ngái mà cũng không có vị cốm của trà.
Dương has applied technology in the process of making tea in order to come up with the best product. However, another key factor is the sensitivity of the tea maker.
Cũng có các đồng hồ để đo nhiệt độ và vòng quay, áp dụng mình có một cái cữ nào đó thôi. Chứ còn chính là mình sẽ cảm nhận bằng cơ thể của mình, bằng tay, bằng mắt, bằng mũi.
Tân Cương tea has the natural aromatic flavor of green rice, combined with sweet and strong flavors. Nevertheless, tea lovers should follow certain rules if they want to have the unmistakable flavors of Tân Cương tea.
Như cái truyền thống của chúng ta là chúng ta cứ pha vào ấm rồi chúng ta ngâm, xong rồi lúc nào uống thì chúng ta rót ra từng chén một. Thì cái việc thưởng thức trà theo kiểu truyền thống như thế thì nó giảm đi mất 50% cái giá trị của cái trà ngon. Bởi vì là trà thì thường là pha xong trong vòng khoảng 2 phút đủ ngấm thì chúng ta rót hết ra một cái chuyên để chúng ta cho đều trà, có thể dùng tất cả các cái đồ dụng cụ, kể cả một bộ chén không có ấm vẫn pha được trà bình thường, hoặc là tất cả các cái cốc như cốc uống bia, cốc Liên Xô chúng ta vẫn pha được một chén trà ngon. Thì đấy là cái dân dã nhất của trà.
However, tea isn't the only thing Thái Nguyên, the land of tea, has to offer.
Some people say that if you come to visit Thái Nguyên without eating bánh chưng bờ đậu, it means that you know nothing about this province.
Bờ Đậu is one of 5 most famous chưng cake making villages in Vietnam. 8 kilometers from Thái Nguyên city, Bờ Đậu tantalizes the senses with its special smell of sticky rice and zong leaves. The craft has been the livelihood of the people living there.
Ra là từ khi còn bé đi học thì về, ngày xưa thì không có những cái trò chơi gì cả, cứ về là cứ thấy bố mẹ gói bánh chưng là mình cứ học ấy, chỉ ở dạng như chơi đầu hàng ấy. Thế xong là tự nhiên từ biết gói bánh thì lúc nào cũng không biết.
Bánh chưng in Bờ Đậu began in the 1960s. Unlike other chưng cake making villages, people in Bờ Đậu do not use a mold to wrap the cakes. They wrap them by hand.
Gói bằng tay ấy, thì cái bánh nó chặt hơn, nó chặt hơn mà cái bánh mình ăn nó có đậm hơn. Và chẳng như là mình cái khâu bảo quản ấy nó sẽ được lâu hơn. Gói bằng khuôn thì nó lỏng, cho nên là nó sẽ nhanh bị hỏng hơn.
The villagers here are very particular about selecting the ingredients.
Chọn đỗ, chọn gạo của chúng tôi chọn rất là cẩn thận. Đa phần là gạo miền ngược, gạo của Định Hóa, gạo của chợ Đồn, gạo của Bắc Cạn, gạo nếp vải ngon, dẻo, thơm, và đỗ thì tươi, vàng tươi hoặc là xanh lòng ấy. Nó phải đều hạt tròn mẩy, không bị sâu mốc ấy. Thế còn lá thì chúng tôi cũng lấy từ mạn trên, từ Định Hóa, từ chợ Đồn, lá rong từ miền rừng về đây thôi chứ không phải rong trồng. Đặc biệt vùng này nguồn nước là luộc bánh rất là xanh lá đẹp hơn so với những vùng khác.
Because of the production methods and natural flavors that are given by the land's natural environment, bờ đậu trưng cakes have been popular with many visitors.
Tôi thường xuyên mua mà, đi qua đi lại đều mua cả. Lúc nào cũng mua về làm quà rất nhiều. Bánh trưng đây ngon, có tiếng rồi, thơm ngon và ăn rất là ngậy.
Tân Cương tea and bờ đậu trưng cakes have contributed to creating the unique flavors of Thái Nguyên province. Want more? Come and experience it yourself. Who knows? This land might have even more to offer.
You're tuning into Culture Mosaic, our weekly journal featuring the rich cultural diversity of the nation. We hope to become a bridge that connects artists and their work to our viewers out there. So do join us on this journey through various culture scenes here in Vietnam, as we have a lot more coming up in this week's edition of Culture Mosaic. Vietnam has recently stepped up to the occasion by serving as one of the locations for legendary pictures Kong Skull Island. Speaking to Thanh Niên News, director Jordan Voigt Roberts said he chose Vietnam as a filming location as he wanted to offer audiences something new and different, adding that the scenes here in Vietnam are among the more important ones and would be as stunning as the scenes found in The Lord of the Rings. This Friday, March 10th, the blockbuster finally premieres in Vietnam. Join us this week on the mic in order to talk to Irene Ching, who is the production supervisor of the film here in Vietnam, in order to learn more about the filmmaking process as well as the potential for Vietnam to become an international filming location.
Since his first cinematic appearance back in 1933, King Kong has inspired countless sequels, remakes, spin-offs, books, video games, and even theme park attractions. However, there hasn't been a film set almost entirely in his mythical home of Skull Island until now. In Kong Skull Island, Vietnam, with its stunning landscapes and the central province of Quảng Bing's colossal caves, the northern province of Ninh Bình, and the world-renowned Hạ Long Bay have all become part of King Kong's famous home.
All of Quảng Binh is so special to me. All of the people, each part of Vietnam that you go to is different, and everyone has such a different vibe and energy and feel. And as soon as we came to Quảng Binh, that was really the first moment when we, or at least that I said, we have to shoot here. We have to come to Vietnam.
Vietnam in particular is very special because it's never been captured on film before in this way, in these locations. But everything is, in a lot of ways, untouched. We're trying to get nature in its raw form and its wildness.
It's such a beautiful place, and the people were so warm and welcoming and kind.
The entire cast and 120 crew members of Kong Skull Island were all on site in February last year. The woman supervising and supporting this huge crew in the country was Irene Ching, head of production and feature films at the Create TV company, Vietnam's longest established private production service company.
Hello, Irene Ching, and thank you very much for joining us today. First question, what brought you to Kong Skull Island in the first place?
Actually, Kong Skull Island came to us originally back in December of 2014. The studios approached us for locations. And it was an interesting point in time because actually we had just finished location scouting for another big Hollywood film. which in the end didn't come to shoot here. Our pictures were fresh from this new scout. And so we sent those pictures along. 9 months later, Eric McLeod, who is the executive producer of Kong Skull Island, reached out to us and asked us to service produce the film.
Why was Vietnam chosen to be the film set for this blockbuster?
You know, I think that the director actually said it best because Vietnam has so much untapped, unspoiled, hidden beauty. Even for me, I've lived here for 12 years. I was born here in Vietnam. Even me, I haven't seen everything, but from what I have seen, there is so much beauty, and if we can continue to promote all of our serene landscapes, I think that even more films will consider coming here to shoot.
So, what did Vietnam do to support the whole crew?
The filming in Vietnam took place in 3 major places. In Quảng Bình. Then filming moved to Ninh Bình, and then we moved on to Ha Long Bay. In each of those places, not just the community leaders in the different villages in the communities, but also the provincial leaders, they were very supportive. They came out, they met with the executives from Legendary, they met with Russell and the team, and we all sat down and they asked us what could they do to help. And I think that's an amazing feat. When this film comes in, the support is just tremendous. Everything from okay, let us provide you with some officers to help maintain order, because of course when you have lights go up and cameras go up and actors, you get a big crowd.
We'll use explosives to shake the earth. Help.
Kong Skull Island has officially premiered in Vietnam. The $190 million film could be one of the summer's biggest box office successes. And Vietnamese audiences are even more excited, as this is the first Hollywood blockbuster that has been shot mainly in Vietnam. Audiences of all ages cannot contain their excitement when enjoying the breathtaking scenes of Vietnam on the big screen.
Khi mà nhìn thấy hình ảnh của đất nước Việt Nam mình được hiện lên trong những thước phim của một đạo diễn và một cái đoàn làm phim rất là nổi tiếng Hollywood như thế thì Mỹ Linh thực sự cảm thấy rất là tự hào.
Cá nhân tôi nghĩ là bộ phim này có thể đạt được doanh thu sẽ là kỷ lục tại Việt Nam.
So my hope is that people will see Ninh Bình, Quang Binh, and Vinh Ha Long, and they will see how beautiful this country is. Sure, that's our job, is to find ways that we can bring our people, our companies, our governments together. And so absolutely, we'd be very happy to facilitate more filmmaking.
The film will be showcased in all cinemas nationwide in both 2D and 3D formats.
So, how do you feel seeing the final product after the huge amount of work that you've done with the whole crew?
After the many months, I'm excited to see the film because first of all, I'm a fan of. I want to see all the things that we did, how it comes across on the screen. It's coming from Legendary Pictures, so I'm sure that it's going to be a blockbuster film. But I think what I'm excited to see is I'm excited to see how Chiang An looks and how Ha Long Bay looks and how Quảng Bình looks. I'm excited to see that on the big screen. I'm proud to show, hey, this is us. This is what we still have, because not very many countries still have that kind of spectacular scenery.
Although Vietnam currently lacks filming incentives, given that other countries in Asia do, what else can Vietnam offer to international film crews?
I was just in Thailand, and where Thailand is a mix of, it has Indian influence, it has Chinese influence, but when you come to Vietnam, you know exactly who Vietnamese people are. And I think that's something that we should be proud of and we should hold on to and we should embrace. Because when you look in the region, when you go to Malaysia or Indonesia, it's all mixed up. And it's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. But we have an opportunity to hold on to something that is uniquely ours. And I think we should do that. We should hold on to our culture, our food, and even our historic buildings and our landscape for this generation, for the next generation.
According to IMDb, since 1975 to the early 1990s, about 70 Hollywood movies were made on the Vietnam War. Among them, Indochina 1992 was considered the most successful foreign film made in Vietnam after winning the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Later, The Quiet American in 2002, with scenes in Hanoi, Hội An, Da Nang and Ho Chi Minh City, had also impressed viewers.
Morning, Larry. What is it?
Today, in addition to the war, majestic and diverse landscapes are things that have attracted more and more foreign filmmakers to the country.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life.
And we just truly fell in love with the culture, the people, and everything about this country. And the places there, they're just spectacular.
What are some of the prospects for Vietnam as an international filming location?
I'm currently working with several filmmakers from different places, I have to tell you. So from Europe and from Canada and from even Thailand, wanting to come and film in Vietnam. Vietnam is top of mind for many, many people. It's just a matter of how we promote our country. And I think after Skull Island comes out, more films will consider coming here. In fact, right now in Hanoi, France is here shooting a film, and so is Germany. So the future's bright. It's what we do to take control of how we promote Vietnam.
Thank you very much, and I hope to see more projects of international film crews with your production service in Vietnam.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, that's pretty, huh?
A night of written arts and music about women's need for personal empowerment is not something you'd come across every day. But on this special day for women all over the world, there was such a night in Hanoi. In response to the international campaign #BeBoldForChange, the official theme of this year's International Women's Day, a group of foreign artists with the help of an NGO called Humanitarian Services for Children in Vietnam has organized an event in order to raise awareness about women empowerment and also raise funds for disadvantaged girls under the care of this organization.
But a friend of mine who works in HR
Poetry
says that we've changed and we want to be on the right side of history.
Stand-up comedy.
And my solution was, I have an imaginary boyfriend.
Open mic.
So I lived 2 hours.
What made this particular open mic night so special was the fact that all performances tackle sensitive topics surrounding women in modern times.
Thoughts and opinions and worldviews.
I see my stand-up comedy as a way to talk about a lot of different women's issues or like women's perspectives on things that we usually get male perspectives on. So women's sexuality, interests, the thoughts we have that we usually don't talk about, those kinds of things.
On a night dedicated to women, men were encouraged to take the mic.
That time you came at me with a pair of scissors. You squeezed my arm and you cut me with your nails. I probably pulled your hair and called you a whale. I read a poem about my sister. I'm part of a poetry collective where we have to write poetry about a specific theme. So I wrote a poem about if I had 24 hours to live and I would speak to my sister. It's about how much I love her.
Despite the small venue, the open mic still attracted a full house thanks to the diversity of performances and the topics they touch on.
That's so inspiring. I think as women we need this sort of support. I've got a lot of friends that have performed tonight as well, so I'm feeling pretty proud. They're so talented, pointing out really important values that we as women should think about and be, active in.
Nói chung là mình thấy là các bài thơ thì khá là hay vì nó xuất phát từ cái cảm xúc thật của các bạn ý, và các bạn nữ thì rất là mạnh bạo và nói về các cái chủ đề khá là nhạy cảm so với phụ nữ bên mình không nói ra, ví dụ như là về sex chẳng hạn, hoặc là về nữ quyền chẳng hạn, về phụ nữ chúng ta cần phải làm gì, đấu tranh cho những cái gì, về phấn đấu về sự nghiệp hay là tình yêu.
In addition to the stories and poetry, the event also had musical performances that heated up the night. Chief organizer of the event, Natasha Kovalenko, also performed. To celebrate this year's International Women's Day, she teamed up with Humanitarian Services for Children of Vietnam, or HSCV, to raise the public's awareness about women's issues through the spoken arts, and to raise funds for disadvantaged girls currently living in HSCV Blossom House, a shelter for disadvantaged girls.
I'm an artist, and that's my friends. I thought I could make an event, and it's my way to celebrate, and it's a positive, fun event to also raise money for a really important charity for girls here in Vietnam. Well, it's just giving women a voice and celebrating the creative achievements of women. Two big problems that I think, education and domestic violence and making women safe, they need to be addressed.
The goal of the event is to increase the awareness of women and also specifically the needs of women in Vietnam and in Hanoi. There's a lot of things that happen to girls and women that are under the surface and people don't realize, or maybe they do realize and they don't actually want to talk about it. And after tonight, we hope to empower people, the men and the women at the event and far beyond the event, to take action.
It was a cozy night with poetry and music, but for these performing artists, it was much more than that. Through their performances, they not only managed to call attention to issues surrounding women nowadays, but their efforts have also helped support the lives of disadvantaged girls in Vietnam.
And that also wraps up our program for this week. If you would like to provide any feedback or comment on anything you see here on Culture Mosaic, please feel free to write to us at vtvinternational@vtv.vn and make sure to include both your name and address. You can also log on to our website at vtv4.vn or our YouTube channel at VTV4Go for more of our programs. And don't forget to join us next week for another episode of Culture Mosaic. Until then, goodbye for now.